messing around.
I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Yes.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kingdom of Nerds. This is our spoiler-free review of Superman. My spoiler review will be this Monday coming up. Hopefully, Nerdy can make it to that.
I'll try.
You know, you'll try. But I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen the movie. We got lucky. We got to see it at IMAX for Amazon Prime members. We still have 2 days before it releases to the general public.
Well, no, it starts tomorrow.
Yeah, but the opening day is 11th.
Yeah, but I'll be there tomorrow again. Not that I'm going to give away what I thought of the movie.
I will tell you when I'm seeing it again at the end of the stream, guys, because I don't want that to influence you guys, or how much this movie meant to me, or didn't mean to me, or how good or bad this movie was. So we're gonna start with, we have some slides that help us move it along and stuff. So let's see. There we go. This is probably the first trailer you get to see this, and you are immediately thrown into a hurt, beat up Superman, and you get the first image of Crypto. First video of Crypto coming.
I don't think it's a spoiler to say that basically, if you're worried that you saw the whole movie in the trailers, you really saw the first few minutes of the movie in the trailer.
Yes, and there's a lot in the trailer. If you thought a certain way about that scene, you didn't like it, once you see it in context in the movie, it all makes sense.
Yeah,
it all makes sense. So let's start with David Corenswet, Superman. How did you like his portrayal as Superman?
So when I first learned that it was the dude from Twisters, I was like, really? This is the guy you're going to use? He was a jerk. I didn't like him in that. He doesn't look like Superman. Even in the trailers, I'm like, that's not the Superman look I'm used to. But man, did he portray Superman and Clark Kent so well. Like, he embodied who Superman and Clark are. And I thought he did great.
I have a little more history with David Corenswet. I loved him in The Politician on Netflix, and I loved him in Hollywood on Netflix. He's a phenomenal actor. I didn't finish Twisters.
What?
I don't know. I started watching it, but I didn't even. Glenn Powell pisses me off. I'm not a big Glenn Powell fan.
How does Glenn Powell piss you off? He's
know.
Awesome.
It's just his face pisses me off. But getting back to this, I think that David Corenswet was born to play the role of Superman. You get to see him being courageous. You get him seeing him being heroic and pathetic. The chemistry with the rest of the cast is amazing with David. Speaking of the rest of the cast, the chemistry with him and Rachel Brosnahan. I'm sorry if I'm butchering her name. His Clark and her Lois, the chemistry is the best I've seen.
Yes.
Since Superman and Lois. Hockland and I forgot the actress name. Their chemistry on screen was the second best. After Reeve and Margot Kidder. Their chemistry is up there with Reeve and Margot Kidder. I didn't like the last two iterations of Lois Lane,
No, neither did I.
Man of Steel, and Superman Returns. That was not the Lois Lane that I'm used to from the comics or from even the original Superman movies. So, what'd you think of the chemistry between those two?
I thought it was great. Like I had mentioned before we even started that Rachel Brosnahan did such a great job as Lois. She embodied Lois from the comic books. She's not just a liability to Superman. She's there as his partner, and I really liked it.
Yes. If you don't know, you never seen any of her work. She shot to fame with the marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is an excellent, excellent show. When it ended, I was so upset. That was probably one of my favorite streaming shows. But she brought her A game for the role of Lois, just amazing.
Yeah, I never watched that, but I know my wife had watched it and she really liked it. I don't know if she watched it all the way through, but I know the first 2 or 3 seasons she was like there watching it.
Yep. And then we move over to Holt, Nicholas Holt as Lex. If you thought he didn't really quite embody Lex in the trailers, you are sadly mistaken. As you once you guys see the movie, you'll realize just how much is taken from the comic book Lex.
Yes.
His motives is always hating Superman, ways to destroy Superman. He doesn't care who gets in the way, who he has to use. Lex is pure, unadulterated evil and Maleficent, and this freaking movie. It's just like there's no gray areas with him being a villain. He's a straight up villain. You do not like Lex in this movie. He is not a good guy. What you think, Nerdy, about Lex?
No, same thing like you just said. This is the most comic accurate Lex I want to say I've ever seen. He is menacing. Like whenever you see him with Superman, knowing that Lex is just a man, you know that he can stand toe to toe with him. He's not afraid, and because he's like the comic book Lex. He's always a step ahead, 2 steps ahead. He's always thinking, and planning everything. He's got a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and such a great job playing Lex. I really liked how he did it.
Yes. I think James Gunn's casting of those three, they are the heart of the movie, and everyone else is a really good supporting character around them.
Yes.
And it just elevates the movie even more with the quality of acting and storytelling that's presented to these actors to work with. And we talk about the Fortress of Solitude. That was a great scene. I put this up. I love the robots. It was a harken back to Silver Age. We need to see more robots in the comics. Bring them back.
Yeah, but you can tell he got that from I mean, they've been around for a while, but you know how he was always showing off the All-Star Superman. I mean, it's basically what you saw in that.
If you like Silver Age, if you like Superman for all seasons, if you like what was the one you just mentioned?
All-Star Superman.
All-Star Superman.
Yeah.
That is where he drew most of his motivation for Superman. And it's just mind-blowing how well he got Superman right. Crypto, what'd you think of Crypto?
So I like Crypto, but he was a rogue in this movie. Like you didn't know if he was going to help or not, and it was frustrating. But I did like him in general, but that was frustrating. But if you've ever had that rambunctious dog that you just love, but just never listened and did whatever it wanted. That's Crypto in this movie.
It's funny. My best friend Will, he has a husky. Acts just like Crypto. Jumps over the
Yes.
furniture, grabs everybody, jumps on people. No matter what he does or says to the dog does not listen. Not a well-trained dog, but he's so lovable. Crypto, for me, you don't even realize that it's a CGI dog throughout the whole movie. The CGI for Crypto was done so well.
It was, because I know a lot of people were complaining that he was CGI, and I was watching it. I was trying to really, instead of just enjoying the movie, I was trying to scrutinize it to see if I could see it. And yeah, you can tell when you look for it, but once you stop paying attention to it, like it's just a dog on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. Then we got introduced to some controversial characters. The Justice Gang, Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, and Mr. Terrific. I know people didn't like Nathan Fillion being cast as Guy Gardner. They hated the hair, but Nathan Fillion is Guy Gardner.
Yes, absolutely.
He's such an asshole. You just want to punch him in the face, but
you do.
He's a likable asshole.
Yes, absolutely.
It just, and I will say this: what the Justice Gang does in this movie is probably darker than any other superhero movie I've seen with heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without spoiling it, yes. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, "Whoa, okay, that's different."
Yeah. Their outlook on being heroes is the complete opposite of Superman. He works with them from time to time, but he's not part of the Justice Gang. That's not their real name.
Well, that's what Hot Girl says.
Yeah. What'd you think of Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific?
Hot Girl doesn't get a lot of screen time. Like, the actress was all right. She did fine.
Yeah.
There was some aspects of how they had her portrayed I wasn't too keen on. I don't want to say anything, but she was okay. But Mr. Terrific was so fantastic. I mean, I loved him. I loved the portrayal of him. I mean, for a while, it almost seems like, oh, this is a Mr. Terrific movie. I thought I was watching Superman. I mean, it was so good, but I was there for it. Like, I wasn't waiting for Superman to come back. I was enjoying every minute he was on screen.
Yeah, there was a scene where something happens with Mr. Terrific, which is straight out the comics, and my theater went crazy when it happened. I'm not gonna say what it is. You have to tune in Monday for the spoiler review. But I really enjoy Mr. Terrific. Hawk Girl, she had her moment. I think, like you said, she didn't have a lot of screen time.
No.
I know for a fact that they're going to show up again in Peacemaker, season 2 next month. So she will have more of a presence in Peacemaker 2. So, and then you get to see Guy Gardner again in Lanterns next year after Supergirl, the movie's released. I thought they added a different perspective of what being superheroes meant to them, and what happens when you have a corporate sponsored superhero team. As you can see, they're all wearing the same uniforms.
I'm not gonna lie, Guy's jacket, I would wear that. with the Green Lantern right there on the sleeve. I would wear that.
I do like that jacket.
Yeah, that's nice.
And the lantern belt. I would rock the lantern belt to a party though. Yeah. What else? What do we have? What do you think of the engineer, Ultraman, and Sergeant? What's his name? Flag. Rick Flag Senior.
So I mean, it was nice seeing what's his name? Gruffalo?
Frank Grillo.
Frank Grillo, that's it. Yeah, Frank Grillo. It was nice seeing him. You know, after watching not Howling Commandos, the Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
You know, hearing the same voice. You know he's playing the same character. I did like that. So I really like that aspect that James Gunn is like, if you're in the movie, you're gonna voice the cartoon. You're gonna voice everything. I do really like that. It was nice to see him. I'll tell you what, Ultraman and the Engineer, they were formidable opponents for Superman and the Justice Gang. I mean, they were, you know, usually everyone always says, oh, well, Superman's more powerful than everybody, but they were formidable opponents to him. And you actually felt like he could lose this fight.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed the Engineer. Her power set was so good with the nanites.
Yep.
You see that in the trailer. It's not a spoiler. And there's a scene which I'm not going to spoil it. Her and Superman are fighting, and you're just like, whoa, is Superman really going to make it?
Yeah. Yeah. There was a few times where it's like, I don't know how he's getting out of this without help.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was really good. The stakes felt like stakes. It didn't feel world ending, but it felt like there were a lot of stakes whenever, you know, S hit the fan, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah. And I know there was a lot of complaints when this movie was announced, and there was characters being announced and, you know, actors playing these characters, and a lot of complaints were there were too many characters. Did it feel like there were too many characters in this movie for you?
No, I feel like your main core of characters, they got the right amount of screen time they should have gotten. Like you said, everyone else just filled in roles that needed to be filled in, and they did a great job. But when a character needed to be on screen, it felt like it was just about the right amount of time for them to be there. Not too much, not too little. It felt really good. I didn't feel like it at all.
No, one character that's always supported Superman, you know, his Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, played by Skylar Gisondo, I believe. What did you think of Jimmy Olsen?
I mean, they played up his. I don't want to say anything that's a spoiler, but they played up one aspect of him. And I remember questions like, really? And then they kept playing it up. But I do like how they had Lois, like, literally bring it up too. Like, she said what we were all thinking. Like, how is this possible? I did enjoy that.
Well, it's the same way. I don't think this is a spoiler. He's portrayed as a ladies' man.
Yes.
And in the comics,
without even trying, though,
it's the same way in the comics. It's always been like that in the comics. He's always been women are always attracted to him for, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's him being goofy or Superman's friend or news reporter, but women seem to love him. I thought he was hilarious in this. Speaking of that, let's talk about Ma and Pa Kent.
I really liked them. They felt like just loving parents who love their boy. They don't see him as Superman.
Yeah,
that's just their boy, and no matter that he's pretty much invincible and he's so powerful, they're concerned of him being hurt. They care about him. They worry about him, just like if he was any kid.
Yeah,
and I really love that aspect of it.
I agree. I know, being from the South, I know grandparents like this. I know parents like this. They love their child unconditionally, instill these values that are unwavering. And there's this this scene right here was one of a couple of scenes that brought tears to my eyes. Brought tears to a lot of people. I heard a lot of audible, like, trying people trying,
Sniffles.
like
Yeah.
that, trying to hold it in. The friends I went with to the movie with, they both, I see them wiping their eyes. This was such a heartfelt scene. The trailer does nothing for this scene.
No, it doesn't.
Oh my god, it's so good. So amazing and perfect casting for them. Um, I can't say more about Ma and Pa Kent. This is, you see where Clark gets this ideal of hope and honesty and just trying to be overall a good, kind person.
Yep. Yeah, they were great. I loved it when he was at home,
Yeah.
getting to meet them. And how his dad, already forgot Lois's name and says the wrong name,
Yes, that was great.
just like
And
you would expect.
and his mother not knowing how to use technology, her phone.
Yes,
you
screaming
know,
into the speaker.
I know a lot of older adults that don't still they don't use technology. They don't want to learn technology. You have those people in your family.
It's funny because I do know a lot of people like that, but I lost my mom 3 years ago. But my mom was 79. She was sending text messages. She was
Yeah.
sending screenshots. She would clip a YouTube video and share that YouTube video. I'm like, man, Ma, look at you. Look at you go.
That's awesome.
Or then there's
Uh,
other people who are like they can't even look up their text messages.
I have a friend like that. His mom is like 55, not even that old,
Yeah.
and she can't. She'll try to text. She'll end up calling the wrong person, or she'll try to FaceTime, and it'll be like a blank screen. It's so weird with tech. But this scene sparked a lot of controversy because they're like,
Yes.
"Oh, why is Superman sitting there with Lois?" Once you see this in context of the movie, you're like, "Oh, you will get it." And
Yes.
this scene with Lois and Superman was one of the other really good interactions with them in the movie. You know, what did
You
you
know,
think? Right.
it's funny because unlike most Superman movies, there's not a lot of Lois and Superman in the movie. You get a
Yeah.
lot of Clark and Lois, but not Clark and or Lois and Superman. And it actually worked because whenever you did see them together, it's like you've been waiting for it, but then you also see the difference in their partnership when it's them two,
Yeah.
opposed to her and Clark.
Yeah. Uh, that brings up another point. Corenswet actually played two parts. He played Clark and he played Superman. We haven't
Yes.
gotten that in a while in the movies. We got that in Superman and Lois, where you can actually tell the difference between Clark and Superman. And I
Yep.
think Cornsweet did an amazing job um, playing both characters. Um, Before we wrap up this video, there's been a lot of talk about the tone of this movie. How did you feel the tone compared to other uh, versions of Superman in the past with this
So
movie?
I was thinking about that because I know there's the people who love how dark, you know, the Snyderverse was, and how this is going to be too colorful and cheerful. And
Yeah.
it was more colorful. It was more cheerful. There was more jokes, but there was some stuff in here that was darker than anything Snyder put on screen. And that really shocked me whenever that happened. But I feel like since you weren't expecting it, it felt, it had more weight to it. It didn't feel like it was just gratuitous. It
Yeah.
felt like there was weight to what you just saw, and it's like, wow, I was
Exactly.
not expecting that.
Yeah, exactly. I am I enjoyed Man of Steel.
Yeah,
Um,
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
um, Me myself, I understand people liking serious, darker versions of heroes. Um, I am more happy-go-lucky. Let's be entertain me for 2 hours. I want to have fun. I don't want to, if I want a dark superhero, no disrespect to anybody that loved Man of Steel. Um, I'll go watch a Batman movie. I want Superman to be
Hopeful.
funny and quirky and just making mistakes and doing what's right, what he thinks is right, even though it causes a whole big thing in the movie. Um I
And if you're worried about origins, you don't have to.
Yeah, we don't need to see that.
It's not an origin movie.
I don't need to see a goddamn baby in a goddamn rocket ship
Yeah,
crash landing on Earth anymore.
that that symbol that Bruce has on his cap. Everybody knows what that means. Everyone knows what it represents. Everyone knows the backstory. And James Gunn just says, everyone knows this. I'm just going to give you the movie where he's already here, and let's go.
Don't get me wrong. Even though this is a lighthearted, fun movie, like in any comic book, it could switch up at any time. There was some dark, dark, just
Yes.
evil moments in this film.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I was completely shocked
I,
whenever those few moments happened.
I don't think you will see anything like this. I've never seen anything like this in a Marvel movie or any DC movie.
No.
Um, it was a shock. I and there's some elements and some scenes in this movie where you could see how Batman could fit into this universe. You could see like there was some dark parts. I can say that some dark parts of Metropolis. Every city has that one area where you're afraid to go into. I think if they did that, that is Gotham. So I could see. I want Patterson to be Batman in DCU. I don't know if that's going to happen. I
I
think
don't think it's gonna happen.
I think Patterson and Corenswet working together would be amazing because Patterson is a really good actor. Um, but I really enjoyed this movie. I did a out of the theater reaction. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I stand by that because it gave me everything I wanted to see. I wanted to see a comic book accurate Superman. I wanted to have fun during this movie. I wanted a good story, which we got. I wanted smart and edgy dialogue. We got it. We If you worry about the amount of jokes in it, the amount of jokes in this is not on the same level as
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy
No.
or what was the Love and Thunder.
Oh yeah, Love and Thunder just went way too far.
I the amount of jokes, I'll probably say Thor Ragnarok.
No, I wouldn't even go that far. I would
You don't think
say
so?
like maybe the Guardians scene in Infinity War when they meet Thor,
Yeah,
something like that. like it's not throughout the whole movie,
No,
but
it's
there's
not.
spots. There's spots
It's
where
not.
it's in there. But
No,
whenever it happens, it works.
no, I was talking about the Ragnarok where it was an even keel of jokes versus non-jokes in the movie.
No, I feel like Ragnarok had way more
Yeah,
jokes.
wait, maybe
I
it's time
loved
for
it.
me to
Don't get me
maybe
wrong.
it's time I watch Ragnarok again.
Yeah, Ragnarok had a lot of jokes in it. It wasn't to Love and Thunder level where they just overloaded it,
Yeah.
but it had a lot in it.
You know, and I've been called a DC fanboy. I am a DC fanboy. People say I was going to love this regardless, but I will say I loved Ironheart. I loved Agatha. I loved Penguin. So just because I prefer to read DC books and be
Penguin
fans
is
of DC
DC.
heroes, you know, Deadpool and Wolverine was a crap movie, but that's just my opinion. There was no story, there was no character build up, but that's what people wanted. They wanted 2 hours
You have
of
no
action.
taste, sir, and I'm leaving this stream right now.
You're not going anywhere. But getting back to Superman, I'm going to go see it again either tomorrow or Friday. So I highly recommend this. Don't take my opinion. Go to
Take
the
mine.
movie theater and don't take his either. Go to the movie, see it for yourself. Currently, it has an 85% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 96 audience score.
Well earned.
Which, like I said before on many streams, that is not the actual score. That is the percentage of people that actually like this movie. Anything you want to say? Go ahead.
I understand that you know, if we went early, we got the early screening tickets. Obviously, we were trying to see this as soon as possible because we're both Superman fans. And probably the same thing for the people at the theater. But the people at my theater, as soon as the movie was over, they clapped and they cheered.
Yeah,
like you could tell they were Superman fans and they got exactly what they wanted.
There were a lot of families in my theater with kids ranging from like 5 to like 10.
Yes.
And the children were laughing more for the jokes than the adults were. You could hear their little laughters.
Yeah.
In the theater. It was like maybe 200, close to 200 people in my theater. Huge theater. So hopefully this movie gets a new generation of Superman lovers, and they would want to go out and read about Superman and Lois, and get some Lois and Superman cosplay, some Mr. Terrific cosplay, some Green Lantern cosplay. I don't know about Hawk Girl cosplay, but and there's some surprises in this movie that pleasantly surprised. And I will say this about the last thing: Superman is not a setup movie for the next project.
No, it doesn't feel like that at all.
It's a complete movie. There is a start, a middle, and then a complete character arc. The hero's journey, as people want to call it. You get it all in this movie, and it's not leading into something else or waiting. It's not doing the Marvel formula.
No. If this was the only movie that James Gunn was going to direct, you feel like that's what you got, because there's nothing left on the table where it's like, oh, if this does well, this can happen. No, none of that is in here.
Yep,
but Bruce said it was a 10 out of 10. So my level is by how much the satisfaction I had watching the movie at the theater. So my highest point was Endgame. That was my highest point. That's a 10 out of 10 for me. I love that movie. Seeing it opening nights with all my nerd brothers and sisters was amazing. Seeing Cap pick up the hammer was amazing. That's my 10 out of 10. But that was worked up to over years. I would say maybe Infinity War was around a 9. I would give this an 8.68, which is great considering there's no build up. It's just Superman. I know Bruce hates the points, but I got to give it what I think, 8.68.
Boo this man. But I did pick up a souvenir from the movie. I'll show you this before we get out of here. I thought this was amazing.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I like that one. I'm hoping I can pick up the mailbox one, or the mail You know, the newspaper one.
Yeah, the newspaper one.
That's the one I want.
Yeah, I
Can
wanted
we
this
do one more
so
thing?
bad.
Can we do one more thing, Bruce?
What's that?
Can you go back to the slide where it's Superman and Lois talking with the background? The one that you said was controversial?
Yes.
That. Okay. I know it's just a movie. I get it. But my question is, does Lois just have a pane of glass that's missing so he can just fly in whenever he wants?
Yes.
Okay. That's it. That's all I was wondering. Because he just floats in and then flies out. And I'm like, huh, that doesn't look like that opens up or anything. So is it just gone all day long? She covered it with tarp?
I think she keeps it open for him.
Right.
Whoa. I'm not gonna say
Whoa. It's not that kind of movie.
Not that kind of movie.
We're not watching The Boys here.
She keeps the window open for Superman. Nothing else. Well, I don't know. But
does it close?
What?
It doesn't look like it closes. It looks like it's a pane of glass.
Well, when you watch it again, we'll pay more attention to it.
Yeah, I get it. There's aliens and stuff in this movie, but things like that will get me every now and then. Like, wait a minute.
Hopefully, when you come back, Monday, if you come on the spoiler stream, you'll give it a 9.
Yeah,
which is nitpicking. But with that, thank you, everyone. Please subscribe.
His ear went through the armor.
Please subscribe to Nerdy Geeks on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, Kingdom of Nerds. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know your thoughts on Superman if you've seen it already, if you're planning on seeing it, or wallet shut for Superman. So with that,
Go watch it.
Take care. Have a good night.